Kindly switch on your webcam, please. Good evening.
Hi, Rima. Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine now. Okay.
Can
Good
you
evening.
see me? Can you see me clearly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay.
Now let's start our talk show episode 74.
Can you just give me a
We-
second? Just give me 1 second, okay? Just give me. Can you hear me? Yeah, no, it's fine. I was just trying to switch the internet because if it is
Oh,
different one, no, it will disconnect in between. No, it's fine. It won't create an issue. How are you?
I'm fine. Okay, moving ahead. The only thing that stand between you and your dream is the will to try and believe that is actually possible. It's a beautiful quote quoted by Joel Brown. So, with this quote, I would like to bring our talk show named Conversation with Consultants with episode 74 of our guest talk series. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rima Kumari, ECR coordinator of SKNG, and I am your host for today's talk show. Before begin our talk show, let me briefly introduce SK Associates and Group. We are an ISO certified management consulting firm registered under the MSMED Act 2006 with the Government of India. Our mission is to providing consulting service of student entrepreneurs globally, covering such as area compliance, cooperations, marketing, research and development, human capital, strategic and operations. Our passion lies in helping these budding entrepreneurs bringing their dreams to life and contribute to global economics growth. Entrepreneurship is a catalyst for change and innovation. It's a powerful force that can reshape industries, transform lives, and make the world a better place. We are committed to supporting student entrepreneurs on their journey, equipping them with the tools, knowledge, and network they need to succeed. Now, before I begin our show, let's take a moment to introduce our guest for today. It's give a immense pleasure to welcome Mr. Tanmay Tiwari, Senior Consultant. Okay. To this special event. We are truly honored by your presence today and we are delighted to have you here in this talk show to share your insight with us. We would like to start this interview. Our first question for you: does this idea solve a real problem for our target market?
What is it in the end? Target?
Does this idea solve a real problem for our target market?
Okay. Okay. So thank you so much first, Rima and your SK Associates and all the team for welcoming me. That's being a very, very great pleasure. Okay. And I'm being very happy and very honored that you have given me this opportunity that whatever I have done in my current status of life, I could share it. And I'll be very happy if this discussion will even able to help at least one single person. That is enough. So I'll be very happy and thank you so much to all of you and all your team. The first thing, as you asked me, does this idea solve? I'll say yes, of course, because it is all about keep on upgrading, keep on pushing for betterment, and that is how I see it as. Like, if I talk about and would try to try to run this whole discussion with the idea of increment with 1%. 1% means I'd say that my idea about anything, either it's tech, either it's finance, management, entrepreneurship, or anything, I always believe in 1% rule that I should change myself at least 1% a day, and that is sufficient because if I keep on upgrading myself with 1%, the end of the year, if I see out of 365 days, it will be round about 36.5%, and that's more than sufficient. I always believe in this fact of 1%. So, of course, yes, it does solve, and let's see how it progresses.
Nice. Moving with next question is the outcome clear and memorable for the business? Sorry,
Uh,
is the outcome clear and measurable for the business?
I'll not say clear always. Of course, yes. Most of the time that you have that vision, that you work for a vision, you work for a goal, and you work for a direction. You have all the things in your hand that you make it ready on the paper. And then when it comes to reality, when you go into the grind, when you actually put your hands into the mud, then you actually understand that it's clear. It might be sometimes needing a little bit of tweak, little bit of change at the end, and to reach up to that thing, you might have to keep on upgrading yourself and changing your ideas in between the path. But the ultimate goal is you will be near to that or better to that. That is what I always say. That it might not be exactly sure that you will reach to that thing which I have started initially. But in the end, whatever I achieve, it will be much better than that. Never lesser than that. And if you measure it, of course, if it is better, then it is way better in measurement also.
Great. Your next question is, do we have the resource, time, money, teams needed right now?
Very subjective, I'll say. It's a very subjective thing because, see, it depends like how and how much far we actually want to drive our ambitions, to be very honest. That sometimes it is more than sufficient, sometimes it is less, and sometimes it is exactly perfect. So it is very subjective, but I always say that time is always sufficient. Like it depends on me, how I set up those coming future goals, coming that future vision. And of course, if I'm setting up, I have always that liberty initially that I set up that time very smartly. But sometimes it is possible to miss up that timelines. It's very common. And if you, in that whole process, you might mess up with some money, like some money is lost, some money is bad. It is all possible. Even the people you have met and you made a team of those things who will cover up that, complete that. It is totally possible that you could go a little up down. But as an entrepreneur, as a person, as a normal consultant, also, if you ask me, as a manager, also in project, you ask me, I have to be ready with that. That it is going to happen. It is bound to happen. It is never going to be 100% successful. That anything will be exact. But yeah, for me, making sure that I should always make sure that time, money, and people should always be sufficient. But yeah, it is possible to go up and down. But I should be ready for that also. I should not be sitting on a corner and then banging my head that oh my god, it has not worked. It I have to make it work. Ultimately, even in job, even in, I was in college, even in entrepreneurship journey, the ultimate output is I have to make it work. It does not matter the rest of the things. And if it works, everything is fine. Time, money, and people.
It sounds good. Your next question is, what could go wrong financially or operationally?
Uh, See, there is a very much to the people who is doing that. I'll be very honest. Like whatever my experience, rather in jobs and rather in whatever entrepreneurship things I've tried and I'm doing also. So what I could say is, there's a possibility that it could go wrong, but whoever is looking forward, right? They are all ready for that. You will always find people who are suffering with that loss, who has a very shorter vision. Those who work for the longer vision, it's always possible that it might could go wrong, but it's fine. It's fine because as I told you in the second question you asked, at the end the work should have been done, and it's totally okay that there is a possibility that I might fail. There's a fear that I might fail, but it's absolutely okay because that is what I literally want to inbuilt in my coming generations. That it's okay. It's okay if it is not that way which I want, but ultimately, if I'm moving forward with that 1%, it's the game changer. It's the winner for me.
Yeah, great. Um, Moving with next question, does it fit our core business goals and long-term vision?
100%. As I already mentioned that we have already decided what vision we have. Either in any, just take as a person. Don't take go to the job or internship. Or just take it as a person that whatever vision I have seen, what I expect from myself in next 5 years, what you expect yourself in 5 years. It is always going to be up and down. It is never going to be the exact vision which you're going to achieve, which I have imagined. Whatever I am right now, I have never imagined 5 years before. I was expecting a little way lesser version of me rather than before. But maybe I am much way better than that. And of course, it's not me who's going to decide. It's about all the outputs which I'm doing and everything. So, as you asked me that it fits our main goal and vision, I am near to that. Either it's a little more, it's fine, but I'm near to that. And that is what makes me happy. That whatever I decided, whatever I wanted to be next 5 years or 2 years or 1 year, whatever the goal I make, but if I'm near to that is also a victory. So that's how I take it.
Nice. Your next question is, who are the internal stakeholders impact if we say yes?
Yes, sir. Sometimes, as you said, very true. It might going to be cherish many people, and many people not going to cherish that part. To be very honest, but it is about me. To be very honest, what I always feel is, if I want to be growing person in life, if I look myself as an ambitious person, and I can tell you this you by my experience of college and or job and all the entrepreneurship program. What I feel is it is going to impact. It is going to impact or not going to be likable to many initially, whether it's a yes or anything. But what I should figure out, whoever said yes, I should make them happy. They should be happy. They should be, whenever I said yes, whoever was aligned with my goals and vision, I should carry them with me. Carry them means I should also make them inspire, make them working, make them giving outputs and profits. And if they are happy, those person who are not being that happy initially, they will also come forward with me at the end time. And that is how I take it as. I
Yes.
hope I'm doing okay. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
good.
it sounds good. Same similar question. Who are the external stakeholders impact if we say no?
Almost similar kind of answer I'll try to put up that, yeah, some, as I said, right? The first person, not external stakeholder I can talk about, but the first person, if I learn to say no, who is going to be happy is me. That if I grow myself, if I see myself as a growing person, there will be instances that many stakeholders is going to be sad, and my no will, of course, displease many. But my no will always make me happy. And ultimately, if I am seeing for some goals and vision, I always remember the one fact that those goals and vision was about me. It is not about the individual whom I supposed to make happy. So no will make sad some people, but I already gave this answer initially that even along the journey when I reach to that goals and vision, they will understand if someone's supposed to understand. So they will come along with me. And those who will not understand, it's totally okay. So at least by saying no, I will always make myself happy. And of course, some people will come along. If not, it's okay. Accept that. I embrace that also. That okay, it is not for everyone. So that's how I take it.
Yeah. Nice. Moving with next question. Is there a simpler, cheaper way to achieve same result?
A simpler, cheaper way. Of course, you will at least listen from the people that, yeah, you could have done this, I could have done that, this could have been done better, I would have got the better deal. That is very common to hear in the market, very, very common. But what I always say is before starting anything, do a little analysis. That will always help. At least I will be closer to that 70-80%. And 70-80% analysis is fine. Never go with 100% analysis because more analysis leads to paralysis. So 70-80% analysis is always fine. And people will come and say that it could have been done in a better way, better, simpler, cheaper. Of course, I will never say that discard that option. Listen to them. Listen to them carefully, analyze what am I doing? Is it actually because see, I'm not the superstar. I'm also in the journey of 1% growth. So if someone comes with a better idea, why shall I be shutting my ears off and say, no, 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 you're wrong, I am doing it? And that's the biggest problem which I see in job, in entrepreneurship. The ego comes in picture. And that's where I have to understand whatever other person is saying. Is it better option? Okay, let's analyze. What's wrong in analyzing that option also? And if it is, then of course go for it. There's no problem. It's my thing. I can always reframe that. So yeah.
Uh, Moving with the next question, what are the short-term case follow implications?
Okay. So short term, of course, I will say that in short term, the most important thing which I felt whenever I feel that I should be more ambitious, I should be putting more effort in my work, either it's related to anything. I'm talking generally like job, and entrepreneurship goals. The first thing which I feel I have to sacrifice is I have to sacrifice a lot, and it is the cost. It is the ultimate cost in short term that I might not go to some parties, I might not go to some trips and trekkings and all, but remember what I'm building. Because if my goal and vision is very clear, then in coming next to 5 to 10 years, whatever I'm doing after that, I can do anything in life. And that is the ultimate thing. The short term costing is always, I say, I have to give more time on the things which I'm building. My time will be the most important cost that time will go. And of course, which will hamper some things. Hamper some things in other ways, like it will hamper sometimes the relations, it will hamper sometimes the people whom I'm working with. They will get sad that I'm not giving them enough time. But my time is going somewhere else, which I'm planning to build, which is building a better future for the people I love, of course. So, of course, the time is the short term cost I have to pay. That is the ultimate thing which I have to give it.
Great. Your next question is, does it strengthen or weaken our brand positioning?
Okay. So it depends. See, it totally depends. Like one thing I would like to highlight here or mention here is most of the time when I have those entrepreneurship thing, when I was working with people and I was working under also someone like, okay. So what I personally felt is the people or someone try to focus on making their product and services too great, okay, which is always going to be a problem. Why? Because in market there is always a cheaper option available. So my products and services will always hamper if some cheaper option will come, or maybe someone will with better quality comes. Then also my products are. So ultimately, what I feel is the people who are trying to be in an entrepreneurship program try to make themselves as a brand. That something is known because of Rima, something is known because of SK Associates, something is known because of Tanmay. I'll give you example. Like boat has came up as a very good option initially as a earphone and whatever they do. But now everyone remember boat because of Aman Gupta. Not Aman Gupta is known because of boat. Because brand value is the person who is building it. The never the product or service. Product or service is always replaceable, but the brand, the person who is making that is never replaceable. And that's what I always want to say. That focus on building myself is always better and needed rather than building products. Any product or service you can sell it in the market. That is always do. But building myself is the great game changer. That's how I take it as.
It sounds good. Your next question is, have we gathered feedback from customers or partners?
100%. You should. Because if I'm not going to do it, then I'm always thinking that I'm the best. And it is a process. Being the best is always a process. It's a very great saying from Shah Rukh Khan that initially he used to work just for work, for his income. He's never worked for the great films and all. And that is how I take it. Taking feedback is always important from the customers and clients. Why? Because if I'm not open to that, then it is my ego speaking that I'm the best. So why not to be best with those things sorted and rectified and then become the better version of myself? So yes, 100% it is always important. And I have a very great value of that, that take the feedback from the people, then I will be much, much, much better and irreplaceable in the market. And that is what the game, right? I don't want to be replaceable. So if I'm irreplaceable, then I can do that. So yes, 100% it is important.
Great. Your next question is there an unrealistic deadline forcing a rushed decision?
That's a very good question to be very honest, and I'll be very honest here. If I'm running a journey of entrepreneurship or anything in life, if I want to be achieve something in my life in a job also, first thing I have to understand, which I understood from a very beautiful book. I read a very beautiful book, Power of Subconscious Mind. It has mentioned it about this thing that always deal this thing as a journey, not a race. It's not a race. It's not a race. If I make something bigger in 10 years and Rima made it in 5 years, it is not going to impact my life. In 10 years also, I'm a successful person and Rima is in 5 years. It's cool. And that is why deadline and making people rush for things, it's an absolute chaos thing. I never believe in that. But it's a journey. It's not a race. There's no point of coming first or second. It's totally fine. And you might see many examples I give you. That Paytm was the first one who came as a UPI payment. Now nowhere is Paytm is nowhere. You will see that. PhonePe GPay has grown up. So I have 100 examples to cover up that. If I'm coming into entrepreneurship journey, accept this as a journey, not as a race. That no deadline, no rush. Because building myself as a brand will take time. And that I have to understand that it is not going to happen in 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. Maybe happen with someone earlier, but it's okay. I have to give my time and I have to build it. So no deadline. I don't believe on that. That deadline forces a rush. It's always that competitive mind that I have to reach it somewhere. So it's treat it as a journey. It is way better. That's how I take it.
Great. Um, Moving with next question, can we run a pilot or MVP to test in first?
100%. Very, very important thing. You should do it. And everyone should do it. Why? I'll tell you. Because if we do it on a small scale, no, like I always talk about this thing also, that anything which gets into the culture of the either customer or client, it is starting from a small portion only. So if I can build something in a small culture like 5, 10, 100, or 1,000, then it will copy millions. So of course it is important to test it on a small scale first, and that is the best way to grow. Because if I'm focusing on building or like I'll just give you a supporting example that if I want to put a culture somewhere, what I'll do, I'll train 1,000 people first on that. And that 1,000 people will make sure next millions and billions will follow that. And that is why testing on a small scale first is very, very important part of any delivery, any project, any product service which you say. It is 100% important. True.
Nice. Your next question is, what evidence exists that client will pay for this?
If you say evidence, of course, like exact evidence, I cannot, but I could talk about that because I've done it also in past. That maybe it is not about everyone. It is very important to understand that even whatever brand I'm building, even if I'm building myself as a person, I'm not fit for everywhere, and that is what I have to understand. And whoever, whichever place I fit, that is sufficient. That is more sufficient to become successful. Like I'll give you 1,000 examples of that. Like you might have seen so many reels and a meme related to that, that Microsoft, that he used to go so many people and 5 people said yes, and that's it. And that's why if it pays from few only, get more money from them. Simple. Why you want to convince everyone for just buy my things? No, limited but quality, and quality sustains. That's the only thing. And that's why I always say that 1% increment change in myself will build a brand that someone will like, someone won't, and someone is sufficient, whichever is coming. That is how I take it.
Nice. Uh, Moving with next question, are we excited about it because it's new, not because it's strategic?
Yeah, you will feel that in market. Yeah, right. Like most of the people, and even I felt in my previous experiences, more excited about the new things, like they're just coming, and even if it is fluke, with the fluke also people are ready to go. Like by fluke people get famous, by fluke people get some products running one or two, and people are happy. They never try to change that. They thought that this is the end of the game, that I have just made something famous. This fluke has won, and that's it. And as you said, not because of strategy, then it will fall apart in some time. So what comes quick goes quick. And that is where I mentioned you that thing, that this is not a race. It is a journey. In journey, strategic things will last long, And by fluke, which will come, of course, it will give you money, it will give you pleasure, it will give you some success in life, but ultimately it will fade away. And then the problem is, then I'll not be able to figure out also, because I have the habit of being happy for unnecessary things. I cannot do that. Then. So that is why strategically is always important. Of course, it become new, it will famous for some time, but if it is get famous because of just new parameter, I should be working on the back end, making it strategically perfect every time it releases the next one. So that's how I take it.
It sounds good. Your next question is: will it overburden our team or affect productivity?
100%. It will overburden those who don't like it. That's why choosing partners is a very beautiful deal. It's a very beautiful deal. Getting good business partners, team management, everything is a very, very difficult game. And which I always feel in my past experiences also, I never focused in initially. And I thought like, who is coming? Let's take them. But I literally understand it will overburden them because they don't love their work. But if someone loves their work, it will never be overwhelming because whatever I'm talking to you right now, whatever I do day to day now, I love that. And it is never a burden for me now. Like I'm never waking up sad, oh my God, I have to do this. It's a Monday, it's a Sunday. No, it's never for me. It's a day for me. And because what I love, and it will be always be overburdened for those people who think that it is not, it is just a work for them. So always choose your team partners if you have option. Like in office you don't have, but in an entrepreneurship program you have option. I will always say take time and choose wisely rather than just running onto the ye mil gaya isko rakh lo, I got that person rakh lo. No, no, no. Then they will always be taking it as a burden only if you give them extra tasks more than 8 hours. So choosing them is very wise. And then if you get the good business partner, it might take time, but once you get it, no burden. It's never a burden. People with me work 24/7 also. They don't take it as a burden. So that's how.
Yeah, great. Your next question is: how easy would it be to shut down if it fail?
100%. I already answered you this like what comes quick goes quick, right? So if it has been famous from fluke, it will be very easy. You will see those examples like people open so many restaurants, people open so many business projects, people open so many consultancy, and it got shut. Initially, they get clients, so they open it, and then they fade away. And it will be very easy if your vision is, if my vision is not attached to it. It will be very easy. That see what I always believe in the entrepreneurship journey that I have to see up down. That is the ultimate thing. But the problem is why people quit it easy because they've never attached their vision with it. They've never attached that maybe sometimes up and down will come, but still I'll come overcome because what am I building on the long term? What I'm trying to build on the long term, that is never in the mind. It was because just I got some clients, so I will open a consultancy. It is just because I got some money, so I will start a startup. That is not how it works. Then it is easy to shut because it is never their problem. They never wanted it badly. And who wants to do it with vision, it is tough for them to shut, but easy for them who do it by fluke, just because of the situations. Oh, now situation, I do it. So that will always be shut. So it is easy for them.
Okay. Moving with next question: how will we measure success and when?
Okay, that's a very, very, very tough question uh, it's up to people. It's up to people, like what they want. Some people want 5 CR, some people want 50 lakhs, some people want 5,000. Some people you will see, I'll be very honest to you. You go in your college classes and you see people. Some are happy with the day to day coming and going and filling their exams, and some are not happy. They are doing some extra activities, extracurricular, and some are doing something extra. They might be involved in some what do you call it, some mentorship program or some freelancing or something, and that is how it defines. It always get the definition from the person. Like I have a different definition of a successfulness, you might have a different definition of being success, but it is totally related to the person who's doing it. Because I have certain goals, I might relate it I'll not be might be able to relate you. You might have higher goals than me. You will never be able to understand Why I'm watching a movie on the Friday night? If you have a higher goal, you will always feel that I'm wasting my time. But for me, no, no, I'm good. I get up at 6 and I work till 10. My time is 10 to 12. I'll watch a movie. So it totally depends on person that how will measure success. For an entrepreneur, I always feel a success should be measured by if I leave everything right now, will it pay me for the next 50 years? If it not, then I'm not successful. That is what I believe it is for any entrepreneur. Because that is why I started. It should pay me even if I stop for next 50 years, because the next 50 years I'm taking a course of life of normal human span. And if it is paying for next 50 years, then good. Then I can feel myself as a successful person, then I can fly anywhere, eat anywhere, go anywhere. And if I cannot do that, then I don't consider myself a success. But some people are happy in villages also, so it depends on them. But for an entrepreneurship, even if I leave everything right now, next 50 years, I should be getting money to do everything which I want, the way I want. If it is the game, then I will feel that it is a successful thing for an entrepreneur. That's how I feel.
Nice. The next question is: do we have contingency plan if things go wrong?
I'd say it depends on, yes, people should have a backup. That I always feel. People should have a backup because I'll tell you why. Because if they have a backup, and backup never, see how I met people, some people is they always feel that backup will always pull me down because I have a backup. But backup sometimes work as a booster also. I have a very beautiful story saying to that. I'll give you that example if you have time. Okay, just a small 1 minute story how backup works here. Okay, so people take it as a wrong because it pulls you down. Oh, you have a backup, you can always go back. But I say backup as a strong pointer, motive for person. How? Because there's a story that a person who is an absolute bankrupt now. He is in a debt of 4.5 CR or 5 CR, and he is absolutely lonely. The company has filed bankruptcy. He has no option. He's not knowing what to do. So he's sitting in a park near to his office in a chair and just waiting, just sitting. Just he doesn't know what to do next. He's thinking. And then one person came to him and asked him what happened. The other person asked him what happened. So he said, you don't know. He was looking like a poor person, just normal poor person. So the normal the person who has filed bankruptcy, he asked him, "How can you help me?" So he said, "Okay, ask me any help." So he said, "I am in a debt of 5 CR. Can you help me?" So he took out the checkbook. He gave a 10 CR checkbook and gave it to him. 10 CR check and gave it to him. Then he went back to his office and he thought, "Oh, now I have 10 CR." He never went to the bank and did it cash. He kept it and he thought, "Now I have a backup of 5 CR extra, whatever I did and this." Then he started working more positively, more. Now I have a backup of more 5 CR, which I lost 5 CR and 5 CR more. So if I lost 5 CR more, I will go and do this backup, cash out this 10 CR. Then what happened? In next 1 year, his business booms. He did a revenue of 50 CR. And then he came back to that chair to waiting for that person that I will give him back his 10 CR checkbook, whatever he has given. I'll just give him back his check because he never cashed it. So he did not come, of course, but some person was passing by. So he asked, there is a person who used to sit on this chair and he gave me this 5 CR. There's a person who looks like a poor man, but he used to sit here. So he said, "Oh, that guy ran from a, what do you call it, Pagal Khane se bhag ke aaya tha. Or wo, every evening he comes, every alternate evening, and he gives the check to normal people who were come and ask him money. That check doesn't work at all." So he said, "Oh my God." So see, how backup worked here. Backup worked as a motivation. And that is why keeping a backup is never wrong. It depends on my zeal. And that is a very beautiful story I always remember for me also in life. That backup work as a motivation. So if I use it wisely. So, of course, backup is important. People should have. I hope it's fine, right? Okay.
Yeah. Nice. Is this a one-off project or something repeatable?
Of course, being repeatable is the best. One-off project will always work as a fluke. Being repeatable is best because then I can actually lay down the real foundation. Then I can actually work for the longer vision, and I can always move ahead also because once it is failed. If it is not repeatable, then it is not copyable. Because in any business, if I want to make it big, I have to make sure that that is very easy to copy. Because if it is not being copied, no, I don't know why people think like copying is a bad thing. Copying is a very good. If I can copy something and which can make me successful, how come it is bad? It has to be repeatable. People should be able to do it also, even if I do it. And then it is very easy, and then I can actually be happy in freedom, right? That people are able to do it. Why to make something like one of time and no one can repeat it? So repeatable, more last longing, and that's how it should work. So repeatable. I always prefer that.
Moving with the next question, will it distract us from high impact initiatives?
Sometimes yes, it will, but that's why wherever I suggest this point, I always say that before starting anything, sit and understand the priorities, whatever is high priority. Like some people will come and tell you in your team itself that I have a marriage in my home, my uncle's son, and that is priority, right? And some people will come that I have a very high emergency thing in my family. My uncle is my father is in hospital, but they will still come to work and say that I'll work because doctor is already doing its work. What I can do in hospital, I cannot do anything in hospital. I'm an engineer. You're already doing studying. So those two kind of people I have always met, and just because they are able to differentiate, because they before starting they have set up the priority, whatever is the priority. So it never distract to those who have the priority set. Those who does not have a priority, it will always linger between marriages and birthdays and party trips and all. So yes, set up the priority before starting. Once you started, no looking back. It's priority. It's priority.
It sounds good. Moving with the next question, are there any red flags from market trends or competitors' actions?
Of course, yes. When I get too many negative reviews back to back, then it's an absolute red flag. I have to check. Then something is actually going wrong. What happens most of the time that one or two out of thousand is okay, common. But if I'm getting repetitively same kind of negative response from many, either it's a client, either it's a customer, then 100% is a red flag. Have to check where it is going wrong. Something is going wrong, very serious. And if I don't correct it right now, it is going to impact big time, and it might be able to end everything. So it's very important to understand that red flag. That check whatever feedback I'm getting, whether it is more frequent or less frequent. If it is more frequent, go back, check the books, and check everything. So, yes.
Okay. Moving with the next question, what did a past similar initiative teach us?
Past similar initiative teachers. I'll say that as I already mentioned before, sometime what I have felt, what I've seen in my surroundings more, people or many people, my friends, people here I mentioned people, my friends have seen them, then they are being tired of just one loss. They lost something and they're tired. They're thinking that the world is over, the world is nowhere anymore. And that is where I feel more disgust because I have been failed multiple times. Multiple times. Either it's losing money, either it's losing the thing which I don't want, even which I want, and even not able to reach to those things which I wanted. But my past always helped me to become better person than that 1% thing which I told you. But some people I always feel that they are done one try and it's over, and that's the most shittiest thing. I am sorry for that word, but most shittiest thing because then the vision was never big. Then it is always like one loss if is shaking any businessman, any person in the world, any person, either job, college, and entrepreneurship. If it is shaking, then I have to make myself more strong. Then I'm not strong. I have to be because that is how I'm going to be successful. So that's how I take it. Past projects, I should learn better from them and I should move on. Never stop just because of one failure. It is absolutely it's okay.
Sound good. Now your next question is, who will own the outcomes and be accountable?
Of course, if I am going to build it, though accountability is always mine. I always say that. Never, never, ever, which I have seen in most of the successful people in life, they never held accountable. They always take the accountability. Always. They never they never blame anyone. Never. So if anything is going wrong, I'm accountable. If anything is going good, my team is accountable. That's the only mantra which will make me successful. If everything is going right and I am accountable, if everything is going wrong, my team is accountable, then that will vanish very soon. Because people will understand, right? So anything going wrong, me accountable. Anything going right, team accountable. That mantra will always help to build big. Always. People will love it. People will love you as a person also if you follow this mantra.
Okay. Your next question is, how will this affect our client relationship and satisfaction?
I already mentioned this before also, but I'll just again say that because first thing, as an entrepreneur, as a person, as an individual, I should understand everything is not for me. And true, right? Because I go to a shop, I don't buy all shop. I buy some stuffs. I go to mall, I don't buy all clothes. I buy some clothes. I go for the restaurant, I don't eat everything. Similarly, not everyone will be happy. It's okay. Someone will be happy, and people focus on that. It's in the very, very simple example I'll give you. If someone do a wedding in a home and they invite in our side, MP Madhya Pradesh, I belong to, people go for 5,000 to 10,000 people in the marriage, right? And they create the wedding cards and they distribute it. And it is very possible that 1,000 people doesn't come also. But the focus is to make those 9,000 people happy, not to make those 1,000 people happy. So, of course, those who are happy with you, make sure they are happy with you. Always. Those who are not happy, they will come back if they see you success. If they don't see you success, then they were right. That why they just imagine the situation. No? Why someone doesn't want to come along with you on the journey if you are doing something better? Because they don't feel it that it is possible for me. And if I'm not able to do it, then they were right. And if I'm doing it right, they will come later or sooner, but they will come. And that is what the main important part is. Not everyone will be happy. Accept that fact. Rejection is a part. Accept it gracefully. It's okay. Uh, that's how I sum it up.
Yeah, it sound good. This is your last question for today's session. Will this,
Mhm.
will this engagement deliver clear value to this client and fit our firm strategic goals?
Of course, that is you are the right person to answer that. I tried my level best. Even before coming to here, I have gone through multiple books, so I can deliver you the maximum, which I said. And of course, it's up to people who how they will decide. Some, and it's very common to be very honest. Rima, some will judge. Some will say, "Oh my God, what is saying?" And some will say, "Oh my God, that is not necessary. Not it's okay." And I always say, whenever I go in any kind of this meet, I always say, even if it impacts one person, one, not many, one person, that one person is sufficient for everything. And that is how I take it as. So, of course, that feedback and everything I'll be getting from you later on. But if any one person get benefited from it, I'll be very happy. And even 499 is sad and one is happy out of 500, I'm very happy. It's okay. It does not matter to me because it's up to these people perception. I cannot impose my perception to anyone that you should like me. What is my work is I should keep on doing. I should have a 1% change every day. Even after this discussion, also whatever feedback I'll get, I'll make sure that I improve myself for the next talks. Anything in the future. And the best part is, it's a great learning for me also. Whenever I heard your question, it has to process. I have to process all this question in my mind and think some better answers so that it shall not. It should be helpful to the people, and that's the happiest part. And if I could help one person, that's the ultimate thing. I don't want any more. One is sufficient.
Yes, it sounds good. Moving ahead, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Tanmay Tiwari for being our guest today at Conversation with Consultants. Your presence and engagement make our marketing successful.
I'm sorry, I'm
Thank
losing
you
your
for
voice.
inviting
I'm
us
so
into
sorry, I'm losing your voice. Maybe it's your network issue. So sorry, I'm losing your voice.
Okay.
Can you just
Moving
fix it?
ahead, we would like to express our sincere gratitude to Mr. Tanmay Tiwari for being our guest for today's conversation with consultants. Your presence and engagement helped to make this event successful. Thank you for providing insight into exciting journey. Further, we could also like to thank our audience for listening patiently throughout the event. Thank you everyone joining with us today and hope that everyone gains some knowledge from this event. Looking ahead, we are excited to announce that our next episode 75 conversation with consultants held be soon. We hope to see you all there. Thank you and we look forward reconnecting with you again. Do subscribe our YouTube channel and follow us all social media handles to stay connected with us. Goodbye. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to you and your team. And I'll be very, very happy to see all the reviews. And it's a very, very beautiful time with you and your team. And I don't know, like public relations team, who is listening or what. I don't understand that, to be very honest. But from my side, all thanks to God and all thanks to my people who have helped me to become this person, whatever I am. And still I'm in journey. And what I could always tell you that all the best for your future ventures and whatever who's going to be next case. So whatever you're doing, it's a great work. All the best to
Thank you.
you and your team. And just one thing before leaving, have that 1% thing alive, that change 1% a day, it's sufficient. It's more than a victory. It's more than. Okay, so shall I drop off? It's done.
Yes.
Thank you so much to your team. Tata, see
Thank
you.
you.
Bye
Thank you. Bye.
bye.